Howdy there, welcome to the video. My name is Guy on the Internet with an alias, and this is a video by Guy on the Internet with an alias. So, Foxy's Box 110. Topical subject of the Arcski 123 channel. You're probably well acquainted with her, and I'm not gonna go into detail on her. You can watch the Arcski Show 5 for that. Yeah, you get my point. Yeah. So when it comes to Foxy, Jenna's whirling, you'll probably find yourself aligned with either three sides of her. Either you're someone like Frankie and Sonic and myself. You're the kind of person that believes that both her detractors and her supporters are morally corrupt people, and you're the kind of person that wants to maintain a firm ground between both ends of the spectrum. Or you find yourself on the paradigm of people like Pala and Screwball, people that blindly support and believe everything that Jenna says without a single tint of belief for what the greater picture could be, and they worship her like she's a fucking god. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, is the subject of this video, her detractors. Well, most of them. A detractor is defined by Merriam-Webster as a kind of person who is critical of a given thing. Think a person or a governing body. Foxy's little inner circle has these kinds of people in spades. You'll find people who bootlick her and detract people like a certain Arcski 123, or you'll find people who detract her. We're going to be focusing on the latter grouping for most of this video, as we've already discussed how rabid her bootlickers are on my multitude of streams and in Arcski Show 5 and 6. Now, when you have a person as impossibly controversial as Foxy, you'd expect common sense to be exhibited among the people who are against her, right? Right? Well, yeah. You want to at least have a sense of control over your actions, so that way you look more presentable than someone like Foxy, who allows her fans to ravenously attack people that disparage her. And she's also a pedophile who has saved the good old CP. And my statement does hold true. There are people who critique Jenna and have common sense attached to them. The best example I can surmise is Night Panther. While I do have my complaints about him, he isn't completely unreasonable, and from my discussions with him on my streams and on Twitter, or X for all you fucking idiots, he's a genuinely nice guy. However, the outgoingness and general reasonability of Foxy's nemesis almost entirely ends there. Why is this the case, Arcski, you might ask? And it's because onward, most of the people who are against Foxy are, pretty fucking awful people. Meet the Mr. Radke Show. Allow me to preface this segment by saying that I am in no fucking way, shape, or form supporting Jenna or her fans. I am adamant in my belief that they are fucked up individuals who need to be admitted to the psych ward faster than a freshman sprinting to the front of the lunch line when he's unhappy. Anyways, enough precursoring for this segment. Let's talk about Mr. Mr. Radke. Mr. Radke is about as remarkable as the various clones and imitators and hellspawns that were spawned by Leafy is here. I mean, all the fucker does is see something that Foxy does and go absolutely fucking apeshit over it, acting like it's the end of the world, when it's really not. What's funny is that Radke is basically the exact same thing that he refers to other people as. He's never self-aware to anything that occurs, and it's getting to the point where he makes Foxy and her brain-dead fans look positively charming and reasonable. His entire community tab fundamentally centers around Foxy. Copious amounts of unrestrained, genuinely psychopathic yapping in a piss-poor attempt to sway heads. It genuinely pains me to scroll through his frequently deleted community tab. It's a level of psychotic obsession that I've only seen contested by Norman Bates from the movie Psycho. That alone should tell you that Radke Show is a genuine fucking psychopath. I decided to force myself to watch his content for about 10 minutes. I'm using 10 minutes as a baseline since it's the same length as my Resort 18-hole PB, a 1027. What I can carefully surmise from watching 10 minutes of Radke's content is that the fucker can't make points to save his ass. Rational points to be more specific. And as someone who prides on rationality, it pisses me off. His content is incredibly boring. More boring than my 18-holes PB. It's the same below average, boring, and unconstructive commentary of video bullshit you'll see dumbasses like Screwball put out on the frequent. He is ridiculously quick to blindly believe whatever baseless shit is said about people he hates. While it is true that the Jenna saving child porn allegations are very well substantiated, the entourage of claims made against her that this fucker believes is borderline deranged. And overall, the dude is a fucking dunce. He contests Foxy for the title of the most outrageously stupid commentary creator I've covered on the Arcski 123 channel. common trend when it comes to people like Mr. Radke is that he will take every single tiny bit of information about someone like Foxy and instantly believe that it is 100% true, regardless of any contextual information that surrounds it. Then he'll make a shitty community post about how it's so evil, despite him not being any better than Foxy in the slightest. Yes, Foxy and her fans do have a black and white mentality of believing information depending on their opinion on a given person, but the thing is, her detractors are the exact same way. It's one of the main reasons why Jenna even gets by in society as more than a complete and utter fucking joke. Let me remind you of what it means to be a detractor. To detract something means to be critical of it, and what other word in the English dictionary has the stem critic in it? You're probably wrong, it's the word criticize. The indication of a thing's faults. And in my opinion, I think Mr. Radke does a very good job at criticizing himself. Yeah, you probably expected me to randomly give this asshole the thumbs up, but like, fuck you, and fuck Mr. Radke, I'm not giving the motherfucker the gratification that he thinks he needs. Radke is a complete fucking joke at what he's trying to do, and he, alongside multiple other people, are a pinnacle example of why Jenna's actual detractors, like myself, cannot find a single ounce of footing.
Hey guys, it's me, the real Murasaki. Anyways, the other detractors are not much better, with incredibly frigid exceptions. You know who you are. They all do the same thing as Radke. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Radke. But slightly less psychotic. And this isn't counting the few troll accounts making up a bunch of shit about Jenna for people like Radke to treat as real without any sort of information needed to prove these claims are real. While I will admit I am generally on good terms with a handful of people that you may be thinking of, that means Arcski, by the way. I don't know. I don't want that to deter me from what I believe, and I believe I am staying full to the way that most of our detractors go about with handling Jenna and her dick suckers. While I want to refrain from doing so, I will name names. The best of Jenna detractors who are extremely delusional are if that isn't telling of how fucked up it is to be aligned with these people, then I don't know what else to say. I'll probably hate Arcski, but I'd rather be honest than dishonest. Okay, back to the stupid idiot.
The funny part about Foxy's supporters is that a lot of them know who the fuck they're defending and will openly use any reason possible to make Foxy seem like the good guy in the situation. Which, unfortunately, thanks to people like Mr. Radke, means they can point to people like him and use them as points to say that her hate base is so wrong, which is endangering kids in the process by making them less hostage of pedophiles like Foxy. Just like these detractors, her fans cannot think critically and only care about making themselves look like the good guys by censoring the bigger picture and purposefully withholding information to suit their narrative. The overall of the situation is that both sides are fucking liars who only care about themselves. It's not just her supporters, but her detractors. You might immediately think of a supporter like the irrevocably dumb Pala, the moron who tried to accuse me of exhibiting pedophilic tendencies towards Murasaki when we are of the same age and do not have a romantic interest in one another. And then accusing Murasaki of making a terrorist threat towards a pedophile!
In DMs with one of the girls, he would add on and say this. What is she saying? I'm gonna kill her.
I'm convinced that Pala defends groomers. It has to be that way. You may also think of Screwball, who went into Arcski Court purely to drool over Rodfellows. His only sense of memorability is being in the Wii Sports Club Classic Resort World Record. But outside of that, he's not anything to call home about other than being a slimy Jenna meat eater who thinks he's better than anyone when he is hardly even worth considering. I swear to fucking God, the terminology that these assholes use is reminiscent of that of a fucking elementary school kid. Wait, scratch that. Fucking preschoolers. All these fuckers do is cry about how anything bad against the people that they like is slanderous. Doesn't matter if the slander in question has no evidence to it or has actual substantial evidence to them. Like with Foxy and the fact that she saved material that I can't really describe in detail, otherwise I would get my ass shot in a curb. It's humorous seeing these fools constantly say that everything is slander, especially since they act like they know the fucking meaning of it while constantly using it as a means to deflect criticism. Which, surprise, surprise, they don't actually know the meaning of slander. If you were to bring any of what they call slander to an actual court, like, you know, the Supreme Court of the United States of a fucking America, the judge would literally kill you with fancy hammers dispelled with the actual fucking hammers. That's how irrepentantly stupid these fuckers and their slang is. On top of that, some of the terminology they use is just downright stupid and would never survive for longer than 7 seconds as a part of the English lexicon. Opinion focusing? What the fuck is an opinion focusing? Loop this post? No, I don't want to do that. That's just engagement farming. Losing interest? What? What does any of this fucking shit mean? I'm being serious when I say that I've been on the internet for around 7 years. It's taken up almost half of my life. Most of my time has been spent on the internet. And never in my fucking life have I come across terminology like fucking opinion focusing. Like, brother, shut the fuck up, man. Jesus Christ. So while I was scripting this video, I saw this funny little community post from Mr. Radke moaning about how he's apparently not a man-child, which he is, and pleading for his non-existent supporter base to share the post and repeat his message. I decided to fuck with the guy and say the basic truth. He is a fucking man-child. The result is I got blocked faster than I could even check the page again. If that isn't a telling of irony, then I seriously don't know what else is. Anyways, addendum out of the way. Let's put this video into a nicely wrapped GIF, why don't we? So to cap this video off, or script if you're viewing it from the script like Pichu probably is, I'm going to be starting what I will call the Mr. Radke Community Post Archival Project. This stupid little project will aim to make sure that no Radke community post will ever fucking expire. It will permanently be available for any motherfucker to look at and laugh at joyfully. You will find it as a Google Drive link in the description and will be actively contributed to by me and other members of the Arcski Discord server. Maybe even you, implying I trust you, which will probably be unlikely. But with all that said, thank you for your view, and thank you for whatever algorithm in the booth you're probably going to give to this video. My name is Arcski, and my cohort Pichu's Pie helped with this video, so thanks a lot, Pichu. I appreciate your editorial support. My name is Arcski, I already said that, and